Hello and welcome to another video. Autumn has started today after what's been a really long summer, and I am straight away into the comfort food. Today is going to be chicken, bacon and mushroom with pasta in a very creamy sauce. So add a bit of oil to your pan, add 2 slices of chopped bacon and allow it to fry until the fat renders. We want to get all those delicious juices out. Once that's done, remove the bacon from the pan and set it aside. We'll add it back to the dish just before we serve so that it stays nice and crispy. At this point, we add half a brown onion, 1 teaspoon of garlic, and let that fry up a bit until the onions becomes quite translucent. They're looking great now, so we add 1 teaspoon of sweet paprika, 2 teaspoons of parsley, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and we're going to give that a little bit of a fry up to get all those spices working for us. You could at this point add a bit of water or a little bit of extra oil if you so wish. I'm using chicken thighs for this dish today. They are boneless and skinless. I prefer chicken thighs, but of course you can use chicken breast if you wish, because that has a lesser fat content. At this point you might want to add your salt and pepper to taste. You might need to add a little bit more a bit later. The pan is cooking up nicely now and all the juices are sticking to the bottom, so we scrape them all up and then cover with a lid so we can let everything simmer up. It's been a few minutes and the chicken is starting to brown up quite nicely. The bottom of the pan has got all the lovely spices there, so make sure that you give them a good rub to get them off the base of the pan and into your sauce. That's right, give it a good scrape at the bottom, get all those nice bits into your sauce. Mix it up, and when you can see that the chicken pieces are cooked through, all the pinkness is gone, then you would want to remove the chicken from the pan and set it aside. Now that the pan is nice and clear, we've got a little bit of the spices left at the bottom and the juices from the chicken. Add a little bit of butter, like 10 or 15 grams, and melt it into the pan. Try to get some of those spices off the bottom again because you'll be making your sauce in this pan. Add 2 tablespoons of plain flour, and at this point is where I start to panic, because when I'm making a roux, I never know if it's going to come out perfect. So you give that a good swirl, make sure that the heat is activating the flour, and then once that's fully dry, add 1 cup of milk and whisk it up like your life depends on it, so that we can get those lumps out of our roux and into our fabulous and what's going to be a very creamy and lump-free sauce. Give it a good mix, scrape the edges, whisk it up, and then hopefully it'll be nice and smooth. And once it is nice and smooth, you can add your mushrooms in there so that they can gently cook while the sauce is cooking in. After a few moments with the mushrooms in there, add the chicken back to the sauce and mix it all in. We're going to get all the flavors melded in with each other at this point. Cover with the lid so that it can steam up a bit. Steam up those mushrooms, and when you open it up, you've got a nice juicy sauce coming together very nicely. You would want to give the bottom of the pan a bit of a scrape so that you can get any sticky bits off the bottom, making sure that nothing is burning. At this point you can taste and add salt and pepper if you so wish. Sometimes at this point I also add a little bit of extra garlic because I like garlic way too much. So give it a good mix, And then we are ready to add our ingredients that we had set aside. I've cut some fresh green onion to add into here, and I've added back the bacon and now giving it a swirl so that everything is combined nicely together. Now it's time to eat. I'm having mine with pasta shells today, pouring some generous chicken, mushroom and bacon creamy sauce over the pasta and ready to serve. I love how the sauce looks so creamy and shiny, and I love how it's tasted with pasta. I'm not usually a fan of pasta, but today I just had to have it because for some reason, since I found out it's autumn, I am just wishing for comfort food. Dinner for one.